one of the players that was in the inaugural Hall of Fame class in 1945, kind of wanted to start out with a bang, was George Vezina, and he's the player we're going to profile in this series. So remember, we're going to do a quick bio, why you should care about him, and then cover the hobby market a little bit. So George Vezina lived from 1887 to 1926. He was born, I need your help, Phil, here. Is it Chicoutimi, Quebec?
Chicoutimi.
Chicoutimi. Okay.
Yeah.
I was not even close at all there. So.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
And he was known to be cool as a cucumber on the ice, and therefore his nickname was the Chicoutimi Cucumber. But there was a French name for cucumber. I just didn't want to. Cucumber.
No, that's not it. I just like saying it that way.
Okay. Vezina is regarded as really the first superstar goalie in the game of hockey. Although living a relatively short life, he passed away at 39 while he's still playing, actually, for the Montreal Canadiens. He died after contracting tuberculosis. Which doesn't sound fun. Now, whether in the NHL's precursor, the NHA, or the NHL for the Montreal Canadiens, that's the only team Vezina would ever play for. In fact, between 1910 and 1925, Vezina is the only player to play goalie for the Canadiens. He played 328 consecutive games and never even required a substitute during a game.
Wow.
So every minute of every game for 15 years. As was custom of the time, Vezina's play style was strictly a stand-up style. There was no butterfly, of course, in the early eras of hockey. Okay, why should we care about him? Vezina is one of the most dominant goalies in the NHA and early NHL. He led the Canadiens to the Stanley Cup 5 times, won it twice. Now, 7 times in his career, he led the league in lowest goals against average and finished second 5 other times. So basically 12 of his 15-year career or whatever it was, he was either 1 or 2 in goals against. For much of his career, he was regarded as the best player on the Canadiens and was known for his calm and reserved personality. One of the things that I found that was kind of funny is it was written back in the day for probably one of the newspapers that if you went into the Canadiens locker room, you would typically find Vezina sitting quietly in the corner, reading a newspaper and puffing on a tobacco pipe.
Stoic. How stoic of him.
Yeah, it kind of, how hockey was just different back in the day. Right now they're having protein smoothies and getting therapy. And here was George Vezina.
That's how I
puffing away reading
Phil.
the news.
Just
Yeah.
That if Phil was Vezina, that's what he would have been doing.
That's old Phil. I don't do the smoking anymore. No.
Just I mean the demeanor.
Oh, the demeanor. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks, Dave. You look at me that way. Oh, thanks, buddy.
Until he got mad and his hands started waving and he got all excited.
That is more like Beaker from the Muppets, eh?
Now, the season following his death, the owners of the Canadiens donated the Vezina Trophy, which is today awarded each year to the league's top goaltender as voted by the general managers as a way to pay tribute to him after he died. And I think with a number of these trophies, that's sort of how they came about. Kind of made me think of Johnny Gaudreau a little bit. And I wonder if like the NHL would find a way to, I don't know, maybe rename an award or something, or add something new or something like that for Gaudreau down the road. George Hainsworth was the inaugural winner of the Vezina Trophy. And of course, today the Vezina is regarded as the most prestigious individual award a goalie can receive. Now, talking about Vezina's hobby market, he's one of the most iconic and collectible vintage pre-war players. His 1911 C55 rookie card is easily one of the most iconic, sought-after grails in all of the hockey hobby. Most people that especially consider vintage would consider this a grail card. The highest sale of his rookie card is a PSA 7 that sold for $61,200 in May of 2021. So at PSA 7, there's 9 of them. The population count is 9, and there's only one graded higher. There's one at PSA. There's 1.8. You'd have to check SGC too because they grade a number of pre-war cards. And then he only has a few other playing day cards because we had World War One mixed in here and the start of World War II, and that hampered the production of hockey cards. So there's the 1912 C57, which has sold for as high as $7,200 US and a PSA 4 copy in May of 2023. And then you got to jump basically 11 years to his 1923 V 145-1. Highest sale being this SGC7, if you're watching on YouTube, that sold for $4,650 in May of 2018. And then the only other Vezina Playing Days card that I could find is the follow-up to the last one, which is the 1924 V145-2. Stupidest name ever for hockey sets, if I can maybe throw that in there.
Josh, you said he was born in 97?
1887.
Oh, 87.
And he died in 1926. So this is
2 years right before he died.
2 years right before he died.
He's 36 there. He looks like he's 55. Maybe we're dead.
Oh, definitely.
Life was hard back then, eh?
Looks like he played goalie every minute for like 15 straight years.
Yeah.
In the NHL and NHA.
And never missed a day. Weird.
Yeah, in this card, the 1924 V145-2, what is this? PSA 5 sold for $3,600 in October 2021. And that's really it for Vezina's playing. So he has 4 cards.
That's it,
total in his career, and everything else has been some sort of tribute or retro card that you would find in a later set. So that's our first get to know your Hall of Famers. You guys learn anything about George Vezina? You like the format?
That was great, Josh. Yeah, quick.
Wow.
That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's important we remember history, the relevance of this. We need to talk about it. It's up to us to talk to our kids and all the young people listening to the podcast to keep this going. It's important. History is important.
Why do you think, like, as we get older, we get more interested in history? You guys ever pondered this question?
Always.
Like, because we don't care when we're younger.
We're invincible when we're younger, right? I know my every day I wake up, I more realize my mortality. To get deep on it, when I was 22, I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to see Upper Deck find a way to incorporate some of these pre-war guys that really like built, like were the bricklayers of the foundation of the NHL into some more modern sets? It's hard because I'm sure there's not a lot of game used Vezina pads left. Obviously, there's no sticker autos that Upper Deck can use, so that you'd have to be creative. Or do you think that these guys, it's too long ago where nobody would care?
Well, I think
go ahead, Dave.
Okay, I was going to say I think that you had the SP Signature Legends that came out a couple years ago, and when I was buying boxes of that, I would look through the cards and I'd hit a card, an auto of someone who obviously had some kind of legendary, but I don't know who this is, and it almost kind of forced me to like look them up, do a little research on who is this person I just pulled an auto on, what a cool picture or whatever, look at these cool pads or whatever. And so I think that if Upper Deck were to include maybe some of these very older names, it would kind of almost give people an excuse to kind of maybe do a little research and find out a little bit about them.
Mm-hmm.
I like that, Dave. I feel like you have to associate them. Like if you saw Terry Sawchuk with on a Dominic Hasek card, I don't know, just throwing out an old goalie and a new goalie, maybe that would spark someone. I mean, my heart wants to agree with you, but my brain's kind of like, I was just at the card show today. Those kids are not looking up who George Vezina is. They are not.